magnitude 4.0 in Richter scale earthquake hit of Samar, Philippines at 9:50 a.m. Friday, August 14, 2020, with a depth of 13.0 kilometers and the epicenter latitude of 11.42 degree north and longitude of 125.09 degree east. The estimated released energy is 17.5 megawatt hours, or equivalent to 15.1 tons of TNT. It is a light moderate earthquake event that is not strong enough to cause stress transfer or trigger of movement of other faults, according to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, otherwise known as PHIVOLCS. There are no reported calamities or damages caused by the said quake. Statistics show, according to Volcano Discovery, there were 162 quakes in the Philippines during the past 30 days with an average magnitude of more or less 3.4. The Philippines has 53 active volcanoes. The country belongs to the Pacific Ring of Fire, where the oceanic Philippine Plate and several smaller microplates are subducting along the Philippine Trench to the east, and the Luzon, Sulu, and several other small trenches to the west. The tectonic setting in Philippines is complex. It is characterized by a number of small plates, squeezed between two convergent plate margins, separated by small subduction zones, and major transform faults. The currently active volcanoes in the Philippines are found on several corresponding volcanic arcs, which can be simplified into two major north to south trending arcs, which is the Luzon and Mindanao volcanic arcs. The Philippines said to be one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world. The country also sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire and is subject to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. About 13% of its historic eruptions have caused fatalities, most notably at Taal and Mayon, and 22% of its eruptions caused significant damage. January 12, 2020, the Philippines lowered its alert on the Taal volcano south of the capital amid weaker eruptions and earthquakes that in the past weeks had spewed ash and molten rock, causing hundreds of thousands to flee their homes.
We were afraid and in panic. We were thinking of how we could save our lives.
Tens of thousands of people living in nearby towns have been evacuated. Rain mixed with volcanic ash has coated the roads in thick mud, making driving treacherous.
It's difficult to get food because we can't use the vehicle since it's muddy, and we can't even clean it since there's no water.
Taal is one of the Philippines' most active and dangerous volcanoes. Started spewing ash on January 12, prompting mandatory evacuation. More than 376,000 people have been affected by the eruption. The eruption caused mass fish deaths and destroyed coffee and pineapple plantations, with farm damage estimated at 3.2 billion pesos. More than 15,790 hectares of land planted with coffee, cacao, pineapple, and vegetables have been affected. No one can predict when an earthquake will strike. Thus, here are some tips that will keep you safer when an earthquake strikes. Step 1. Secure your space. Secure your space by identifying hazards and securing movable items. Step 2. Plan to be safe. Plan to be safe by creating a disaster plan and deciding how you will communicate in an emergency. Step 3. Organize disaster supplies. Organize disaster supplies in convenient locations. Step 4. Minimize financial hardship. Minimize financial hardship by organizing important documents, strengthening your property, and considering insurance. Step 5. Drop, cover, and hold on. Drop, cover, and hold on when the earth shakes. Step 6. Improve safety. Improve safety after earthquakes by evacuating if necessary, helping the injured, and preventing further damage. Step 7. Reconnect and restore. Restore daily life by reconnecting with others, repairing damage, and rebuilding community. This is Rafael Carl Mendigoria reporting and wishing everyone a safe day.